We are Mia and Massi. We live on this beautiful island called Sicily. Join us on our adventures around the island and making and eating local cuisine, on our villa DIYs and on our simple slow living. This is our Sicilian Dolce vita. Venite con noi. Now it's starting to get really hot. I need to do this as quick as possible. Sicilian cooking traditions are much more than recipes. They are a living archive of Mediterranean history, climate survival, and community life. Preserving these ancient methods of cooking and food preservation matters deeply, not just for gastronomy, but for cultural identity and ecological sustainability. Sicily's position at the heart of the Mediterranean made it a cultural crossroads. The island's traditional kitchen blends techniques left behind by the Phoenicians, the Greeks, the Arabs, the Normans, and the Spanish. The Arab influence introduced citrus, cane, sugar, raisins, pine nuts, and spices paired with savory dishes, for example, caponata or pasta con le sarde. The Greek influence established simple grid-like olive oil and herb preservation. And the Spanish influence brought new world staples like tomatoes, sweet peppers, and chocolate to Modica. Right, we've done our first batch, which took an hour and a half. It's not too bad. The time consuming is cutting the tomato. I'm telling you, that takes forever. Massi's gonna get a ladle and taste it and tell me if it needs anything else. What's it like with salt and pepper? It's nice, eh? Wow. Good. So we've got this really old mechanism and we add the drill to it, which is amazing. Honestly, I bought this bit from the second-hand market, and it is a really old style sieve. And Massi just adds a drill, which is brilliant.
So this is a messy old system.
Yeah.
I think next year you need to get an upgrade.
I don't want to get an upgrade. I like this.
Okay.
I like this old style thing.
They're
all made of plastic nowadays. Very messy job. Right, Massi's putting the lids on them.
I've already almost finished.
Yeah. So this is going to get filled with water, and I'm going to boil it for 20 minutes and then just leave it. And that'll be it for the first batch of sauce. Having some rice with the sauce that we made. I did some aubergines yesterday, but we're having them in the rice as well. No, very nice. Just get a bit of strength before we do the next batch.
It's time for another cool down, so I'm getting in that pool. Instructions from the boss.
Okay, this is our second batch of sterilization of the bottles. Very, very hot. The reason I put old towels around is that they don't bash together and break. So I'm going to leave these in here for now. And that is how we sterilize them. And here is some of the bottles that I will have for winter stored in my cupboard. I don't think I'm going to run out of fresh tomato sauce at all this year and next year. This is the new batch of sun-dried tomatoes. So this time, as I said, I didn't dry them a lot. I kept the red color, because usually when I dry them they literally go dark maroon, but this time I was like, I'm going to keep it a bit lighter. So I'm going to be making some capugliato, and yeah, I'm putting them in jars with garlic and chilies. So I totally forgot to film this shop that we absolutely love, and I think it's a French shop.
Yeah, it's French.
We pronounce it Declaton. I don't know how it is pronounced, but anyway, it's got a lot of sporty items in there. We got our kayak and all the bits to the kayak from there.
Sports equipment and clothing.
Yeah, it's really great. We love it. I even buy my costumes from there. I really like it. Anyway, we nipped in. Massi got himself some sliders, and so did I.
Well, she got those space-like ones.
The moonwalking ones. And then I've always wanted this. This is a microfiber towel, and it's so packed. It's so tiny. I love that, because every time we pack our bags to go to the sea, it's like we're going abroad. It's ridiculous. Our bag is so big because the towels are big and all of that. So I'm happy about that.
Microfiber.
Yep.
Microfibre.
Anyway, so it's obvious that we're going to the beach. We're going to a beach that actually I haven't been to this beach in about, honestly, let me think.
30 years.
30 years probably. And I've only been once. Massi's never been. And my student was talking about it, and he said, oh, you went there and he absolutely loved it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I completely forgot about that beach. Let's go and have a look. what it's like. So it's called Minareto, and yeah, we'll show you. Look at this toasted almond and pistachio, a nice brioche. And here we are, the entrance to, wow, let's have a look. Stunning. Look at this. Yeah, and here we are, Il Minareto. First time we've ever come here. It's half paid and half free.
Hiya. Hello.
Minareto Beach is located within the protected area of Plemirio. The color of its shallow waters have an emerald tint due to an abundance of Posidonia oceanica, which is a type of seagrass. Look who's found a really cool place. Hello. Hello. Is it nice and fresh here?
So, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
And good morning to you, Maria. So, what exactly are you doing? What is all that red stuff?
Well, obviously it's tomato sauce.
Okay.
And it's left over, and I thought I'd make a concentrated tomato puree, basically. So
Concentrated tomato. Okay. So, what is the actual process?
the process is very long and very tiring, and you just have to keep on stirring every half an hour until it becomes like a concentrated bit of sauce, and then you
So you're extracting the humidity from
That's
it, basically.
it.
With the sun.
That's
The natural way. They normally do it with big machines that do that.
Yeah.
Dehydration machines, but this is the
natural
old-fashioned way.
which I love. And so this is actually the first time I'm ever
The first time you're doing that, yeah.
Yeah, so all I know is that you had to add a bit of extra salt. So, as you say, it dehydrates more quicker.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see how it goes. This is
Right.
the first hour.
We're here to check up on how you're doing. Fine. Perfect.
So while that's drying out and I'm stirring it every half an hour, which is going to be a very tedious job, but I suppose rewarding, Massimo is fixing the awning here because we had a bit of wind yesterday, and actually there's a bit of wind today, which I'm not complaining about, but obviously the awning flew off, so he's fixing that up. And then we've got some DIY jobs that we need to do before Monday. Right, so Massi's just putting up a pole with
curtain railing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm all hot and sweaty. We're both hot and sweaty. You may think, why are you putting up a curtain rail with curtains in your lounge? It sounds a bit weird. I have a good reason for that. Because we have two spare bedrooms and we have 6 couples coming to stay. So obviously the one couple has to stay in our lounge and I want them to have a little bit of privacy. So that is why I asked Massi to put up this curtain railing so we can have a curtain up here and they can have a bit of privacy. So we've moved everything around. You'll see that the sofa is back here. Let me just swap you around. Here we have the mattresses where my niece and her boyfriend are going to be sleeping. Yeah, this is our only option that we had actually, because as I said, we've only got 2 extra spare bedrooms. So this will be quite nice for them. There's a little area over there and Massi's putting up the curtains. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Can't believe the curtains are perfect. They reach the floor. How the hell did you get? Oh, one. Oh, my. Right, and there you go. Curtains are up. I mean, they are a little bit transparent, but it's okay. It's just to give them a little bit of privacy. So it actually looks pretty good. I'm thinking of even keeping them here. Is that weird to have curtains like, oops, in your lounge like this? I don't know. I have seen some people have them. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think I should keep it or take it away? Okay, so this is what's pretty scary for us in the summer. Fires. We always get 1 or 2 in the valley here. And we've just got to keep an eye out on everything and make sure that our hose pipes are working. It's something really, really scary when you live in the countryside. And we've had quite a few fires actually this week in Siracusa. So we'll be keeping an eye out on that one. I'm gonna go see if we can see it better from here. Yeah, wow. Quite a lot. Oh, look there. Can you see over there, Mas? Pretty close, hey, Mas?
Not that close. Hey, back in the kitchen again. Yeah. Okay, right. So today we're going to do a dish. It's called salsa alla pizzaiola. Since we've been doing a tomato sauce and everything, thought of a little thing. Let's do a dish that is very classical in Italy, in the whole of Italy, which actually comes from Campania. It's a poor man's dish. So basically, with this dish that we're preparing, the sauce and everything that we make is actually good for 2 types of meals. So you use the sauce for pasta and you use obviously the meat that's in the sauce for your second dish. I am now actually just warming up a pan, with some oil. So I'm getting it really hot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook the meat off in there first, take the meat out and then do the sauce after. It's really quick, really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients. So you got your meat.
What type of meat? Let's see what
I've just got some bistecca fina, so thin minute steaks, and they are beef. Some capers. We got over here some parsley, which I have pre-chopped, and 1 clove of garlic. There's 2 of us, so it depends on how much you like garlic. So it depends how much garlic you want to use. Okay, that's not a beer. That is a beer bottle, but not a beer. That is the sauce that we've just made recently. So get that open and get that ready. Okay. Right, so you want to get your meat into the pan and you want to cook that off. So what I'm doing now, I'm just putting some salt on the meat on both sides. So putting salt on one side, get some pepper as well. Grind a bit of pepper in there. It is very hot and the oil is dumping all over the place. Maria's going to kill me.
Right stuff.
Okay. I'm going to get that over, so I just want to seal it. We want to seal both sides of the meat, obviously. Right, so I've sealed both sides of the meat, and I'm going to take that out. I'm going to put it in a pan, just to keep it out the way for now.
The plate.
Okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, as you can see here, what's left in the pan is a lot of the fat of the meat and the oil that I cooked in before, so the flavors are lovely in there. So we're going to get some garlic, put that in there straight away. So that's nice and it's cooking off nice. Now, as you can see, I put some chopped garlic, some sliced garlic, and I'm getting that all in there nice and just to flavor that up. So I've got a whole chili in there and that gets flavored up like that. Okay, I'm using a bit of wine just to give it that extra acidity in it. So I'm put maybe half a glass of wine in there. Right, so that's getting nice and warmed up in there. As you can see, I've got the garlic and the chili getting a little bit of color in it. So I'm going to put the meat back in. Okay, you want all that flavor back in there. Oh, look at that, lovely jubbly. I'm going to throw the capers in as well. So I'm going to put them into the oil, not on the meat. The oil, let's just say oil and all flavors of that meat. I'm going to throw some oregano on. Oregano is very, very essential to this dish. But I also like parsley, so I've chopped up some parsley. I put quite an abundance of oregano in there. And the parsley I'm going to put on last. So let's get that tomato sauce in there. Oh, Maria's lovely sauce. Look at that. You want to get it all around. I'm putting a whole bottle, which is 330 ml. Okay, I'm going to add a tiny bit of water in the bottle, get all the good juices out. Tiny bit of water in the bottle to get all the tomato juice out. That's lovely. So now I'm just going to let it sit like that for a bit. I put a 10-minute timer on from when I put the lid on. So 10 minutes has gone by. The sauce I can see just from looking through the glass of the lid that it has dried up considerably, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to just turn it off for now, completely off. I'm going to take that lid off. Look what we got in here. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to get all that parsley on there now. I'm going to mix it in very nicely. Right, so that's the parsley that I've chopped up before.
So this is your little touch to it.
Yeah, I love parsley, and parsley with tomato is, for me, is very complementary. It's just the flavor and the garlic and everything is beautiful like that.
Yeah.
So I've got that all in there.
But you can avoid this.
You don't have to put parsley. You can put, as I did before, more oregano, or you can do the fresh one or the dry one. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to flip that over to get all that parsley in the sauce. I'm going to flip it over again. Look at that. And now that, as we use in Italy, la scarpetta is the best sauce ever to do it in.
So basically, it's a piece of bread and just scraping.
Oh yeah, you just
the
like
sauce, the bottom of your plate with
yeah.
it.
So let's give that a taste.
Scarpetta.
Beautiful. It's got that acidity in it, which I've added with the wine. The capers give it that salty, so it's a little bit salty, which is nice. I like it salty. And the tomato sauce, obviously, is what we made, so it's perfect. And you know what, folks? That's your dish. So what you could use the sauce for, you just take the meat out and you pop your pasta. We're not having pasta today, so I'm not doing that.
So that's why we didn't do a lot.
So that's what the sauce is, the extra sauce is for. But what we're going to do is probably just soup it up with all the bread.
Thanks, Mas.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Okay, so I've used 3 traditional Sicilian methods of preservation. The first one is essiccazione, which is sun drying, laying tomatoes, figs or peppers on wooden frames, if you can, under the Mediterranean sun. and this extracts water while concentrating natural sugars and deliciousness. The second is ustrato, which is reducing tomato sauce by spreading it on a long wooden board and letting the sun bake it into a dark, complex flavor paste used as a base for stews and ragu. And the third is sottolio, submerging blanched or dried vegetables in extra virgin olive oil to block oxygen and preserve seasonal peaks for winter months. And then, of course, we bottled up fresh tomato sauce for the whole of the winter. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and we'll see you next week with a brand new one. Ciao, alla prossima!